You said there's a bunch of people from the administration who are going to...
Hey, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I hope that you're having a beautiful day.
You don't want to get mixed up with a guy like me. I'm a loner, Daddy. A rebel.
How the heck are you, everybody?
Sunrise on the horizon. Sky is blue, no denying. News with Skyjack Morgan. Bright and early new dawn. Every headline, every story.
Yes.
Is your morning sun glory.
Yes, yes.
Stay informed, stay tuned as the day greets new blue.
Good morning.
Good morning headlines with Skyjack Morgan. Start your day just fine. Information for you, darling. With coffee in your cup to fill you right up. Cleansing weather on the go. Morning shows you need to know. Join us on this daily ride with your morning side by side. Catch the latest, feel the vibe. Sky will keep you well supplied. Good morning headlines with Skyjack Morgan. Start your day just fine. Information for you, darling.
Yeah. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, everybody. Welcome. My gosh, my golly, my golly wee jizz. My golly wee jizz. My name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech, and critical thinking advocate. I hope that you're having a beautiful day today. It's March 26, 2026. Can you believe we've made it this far? I can't believe we've made it this far. My God. They've got AI at the White House. There's a White House. They're inviting robots to the White House now. And you can't get anywhere. You can't leave your state. I told you this was going to happen. No one's going to want to leave their state. I got an ad in my email today from Hertz Enterprise and the other car rental, three emails today from different car rental companies that I've done business with in the past. I don't rent cars very often. So this means they're digging deep into their mailing list. I never get emails from rent-a-car companies. But now I've gotten 3, and they all say, hey, don't deal with TSA. Hey, don't want to get beat up by men in the TSA line, by ICE agents. Please, rent a car. Go where you're going. Rent a car. I know gas is expensive, but it's still cheaper than flying. Plus, you'll probably get to Texas more quickly, seeing as how you're going to be stuck in the airport for 4 to 5 hours. That's 4 to 5 hours you could be driving. You could be driving 4 to 5 hours. What are you doing waiting in the airport? Jesus Christ. Like, how the hell? This is where we're at now. This is at the level of utopia that we've reached. Dystopia, dystopia. Is it utopia? It's a fascist utopia. This is what fascism looks like. You're not allowed to travel anywhere, and if you do, you're going to wait in line for 4 to 5 hours. It's better to walk. It's better I think that's the new... Kristi Noem just spent $200 million to make a little ad to go in the airports. It's a new one. It just said, you sure you don't want to walk? Are you sure you don't want to walk? My God, this is all, of course, part of Project 2025, where they want to privatize the TSA so that their oligarch buddies and their AI friends and tech buddies over in Israel, they can run our security at the airports. This was always part of the plan. It's written out in Project 2025, and we're getting there, man. We're getting there. Pretty soon you'll have to have, once everyone gets in their cars and starts driving around the country, they'll start asking for real IDs at the borders of the states. You wait, mark my words. I called this thing with the TSA. I told you this was going to happen. Depends where you go, though. Sometimes it's maybe better to rent a boat. Sayard Jan, oh my gosh, maybe I should. You're going to need a bigger boat. We're going to need a bigger boat. If you didn't see me yesterday on the Shark podcast over at Watching Humans, I was over on that channel. We talked a lot about boats. Man goes into water. We guys go. Man goes into cage. Cage goes into water. Shark's in the water. Shark. You're going to need a bigger boat. We're going to need a bigger boat. Well, I don't know what we're supposed to do. Like, I don't know how we're going to get through this together, but I'm going to keep doing this show. I'm sorry. I'm also going through some personal stuff, so I wasn't able to do the live shows I wanted to yesterday after that because of just mental illness. Mental health, not mental illness. Utopia, dystopia, which one is it? I mean, can you really tell the difference sometimes? This is something that they covered in Star Trek pretty frequently. They'd get to a planet, and the planet would seem like paradise. They're like, you found Eden. You finally found it. It's Eden. And they'd be like, oh, no, it's actually a crazy, weird dictatorship run by AI. And it seems like we're going towards that where it's like, is it a utopia? No, it's a dystopia. And then sometimes it's like, is it a dystopia? No, it's a utopia. That's the thing about Star Trek. Looks can be deceiving. Which one is it? Which one do you think it is? Let me know in the chat. Is it a utopia that we're going towards or a dystopia? Maybe MAGA thinks that it is a utopia because Donald Trump's in charge. Peter Thiel is forcing people to have babies. They're moving immigrants around, mostly to Texas, where it's illegal to have abortions, so they're taking poor people, arresting them, and then relocating them into Texas, which is people in prison being forced to have babies. Woo! I did not see that one coming, to be honest with you. People in prison being forced to have babies was not something that I thought that I would have to say out loud in America. What do you think? Is it utopia or dystopia? Just go Amish if you don't need a real ID. Then I can't move either. I can't travel. That's the problem. I don't want to go Amish. I want to go to wherever I want to go. Like if I wake up tomorrow and I have enough money in my pocket to go to Paris, then I should be able to go, but I can't now because now no matter how much money I have in my pocket, well, actually that's not true. If I had $1 billion, I'd be able to go to Paris anytime I want. I don't have to wait in TSA lines then or pay anybody extra to get past anybody. I guess I could rent a car and rent a boat and go to Paris. Maybe this boat thing is something we should look into. Boats. No TSA lines on boats, maybe. We'll see. No ICE agents at the boat terminal. No shows last night. I wanted to trash you for not being sufficiently working class. You're going to go take pictures of sharks with your new boyfriend? No, I'm not going to go take pictures of sharks with my new boyfriend. And thank you so much for noticing that I wasn't there. I was I'm kind of like Jay-Z, and I'm the opposite of Jay-Z right now. You know, Jay-Z says, I got 99 problems, but ain't one. I'm like the opposite of that, if you know what I mean, and I think that you do. So if you're having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems. I've got 99 problems, and only one isn't. You see what I'm saying? Jay-Z feels bad for me, son. Jay-Z feels bad for me, son. And that's why I was unable to go live yesterday. So thanks. Appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much for being here. Illegitimate non-carborundum. I'm trying not to let the bastards grind me down. I hope you don't let the bastards grind you down, too. No one has decided if this is We Are Fucktopedia. No one has told me if this is a utopia or dystopia. Not one person. Like, I thought for sure a magger would tell me it's a utopia, because are we going towards a utopia or a dystopia? Because I thought maggers, they thought that this was going to be utopia, but I haven't had one more. Skylar is way hotter than me. Nah, don't cut yourself short. Don't cut yourself short. Hey, Speaker Sargon of Akkad. You get to see the countryside every day. Skylar's stuck up in Point Reyes. Jamie Lynn Turner says it's a dystopia. Okay, well, I guess we're going with Jamie Lynn Turner's take because Jamie Lynn Turner, I like the name, Jamie Lynn Turner. What do you think? One person says it's a dystopia. Great. All right, cool. We're settled. It's a dystopia. But don't worry, Donald Trump is on the case. He's got lots to say. If you're just tuning in, my name is Skyjack Morgan, independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. I'm going to invite you kindly to hit the like button. It helps the chat. It makes a nice and robust conversation in the chat. If you hit the like button, YouTube tends to send more people who like to chat. If you like that sort of thing, drop some emojis, drop some chats, spam the chat. Let's get it going. Then more people will come, and you guys can have a robust and wonderful dialectic in the chat. Maybe arguments, maybe trolls. I don't know. It's always fun, though. Don't hate yourself, Sargon. We're here for that. Don't hear for no, we don't hate Sargon. No hate. No hate. The only person I don't even hate. I don't hate anybody anymore, man. I just hate the situation, you know?
You said there's a bunch of people from the administration who are negotiating with Iran. There's been reports that the vice president is leading those negotiations. Is that true?
Well, he's involved in them. JD is involved, and Marco's involved. And
oh, God, even the voice now. Marco's involved. JD's involved. I mean, you got to admit, Donald Trump's voice has changed tremendously. I got this comment on one of my clips saying they love my Donald Trump impersonation is evolving with him, where it's like, we're a little involved and JD's involved. Like, when did he start talking like this? He's got a brand new shtick. Hey, Speaker Sargon Avocad, Utopia is the U.S. dollar lasting 5 to 10 years. Dystopia is the USD collapsing and everything costs more. I guess so. You tell me. I think when I just said the words out loud, there are people getting detained, sent to Texas, put in a concentration camp, and forced to have babies. Whoa. Like, that sentence, like, that is a true thing. That is a true statement right now. Is mind blowing. I think that's dystopia. I think that's dystopia. I think that's dystopia. Dude, you're awesome. Seriously, thank you. I need the praise today. I told you, Jay-Z, he wrote a song about me. He said, he says, if you have a girl problems, I'll be bad for your son. I got 99. Jay-Z wrote a song just for me. But he's a little tough love. His voice wants JD to negotiate. Do you think we'll get Khashoggi'd? Oh, my God. I'm probably going to get Khashoggi'd for sure, man. Like, sometimes I don't want my channel to grow because I'm afraid they're going to walk up behind me in the middle of a broadcast and black bag me and put me away, put me into a Texas concentration camp, the Lone Star lockup. That's what they call it.
Jared Kushner's involved, very smart guy, and Steve Witkoff, smart guy, is involved. And I'm involved. I'm involved. Why?
I'm involved. Hey! Me too. Don't forget about me. I'm the negotiator in chief. Didn't you know? Hey! Fucking, is this Krusty the Clown? Is that what's going on here? And I'm involved. My God.
I'm going to be so big. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. I'm the president of the United States, Tom, and I'm not going to talk about it. It's beneath me to talk about saving millions of lives, because that's what you're talking about.
Do you think JD's going to get Khashoggi? No, I think Donald Trump, I told everyone's my prediction is this. Donald Trump, before December 31st, 2026, this year, before the end of this year, 11:59 p.m., before that time, Donald Trump will either be in the ground, be in a hospital bed, just retire for personal and health reasons. And then JD Vance will take over and will be president for the next 2 years and no more elections. So he'll at least get another 8 years. So he'll be president for 10 years, the longest since Roosevelt. And I think that's going to happen. And maybe after that, they'll say, well, you're termed out. Maybe they'll term him out after 8 years. But he'll serve 2 on Donald Trump's piece. So I think that's what's going to happen. That's my prediction right now. That's my tinfoil hat outside prediction. But if I were betting in Las Vegas, I take the odds on that one.
You're talking about saving millions of lives. If Iran had a nuclear weapon, they would have used it. And
Exactly, they would have used it. Then why are we bombing them? If they had it, they'd have used it. I mean, we had it and we used it. Since we had one, we used it. We're the only country to ever use it. And that makes it, we had the honor. I may have the honor to use it again. I may have that honor. It'd be an honor to use a nuclear weapon.
I didn't end the horrible Barack Hussein Obama Iran nuclear deal in my first administration. They would have had a nuclear weapon 3 or 4 years ago.
What?
They would have used it. I would have never gotten the chance probably to be president. Who knows what it would have been so devastating.
That's the best thing I could think of. Man, if Iran had a nuclear weapon and bombed America with it, the worst case scenario for Donald Trump is that he wouldn't have become president. He wouldn't have had the chance. Damn. Jesus, I kind of wish that he had the nuclear. I wish we got bombed if that's the worst thing that's the worst case scenario. We got bombed and Donald Trump never became president. Let's all go there in our mind's eyes. Yes. If that's the worst thing that happened.
And if we didn't send those beautiful B-2 bombers, they took them off my desk. They were right there. I don't know why. But if we didn't have those beautiful...
Because you like to play with toys when no one's looking, and also sometimes when people are looking. Look at all that gold. I picked out all this gold. It's so beautiful. Beautiful B-2 bomber.
The B-2 hit, which was so we obliterated, despite CNN. CNN said, well, maybe the word obliteration said, no, we obliterated it. Just obliterated their nuclear potential. You would have had them having...
He obliterated it, so that means that we don't need to be there, right? Venezuelan gold, that's what it is. Maybe, I don't know, I think he hired the same interior decorator as Saddam Hussein because the Oval Office looks exactly like Saddam Hussein's office. He probably has a gold-plated AK-47 like Saddam. Remember Saddam Hussein's AK-47 that was plated in gold? So cool. So cool, dude. You got an AK-47 plated in gold? Oh, my God, dude. Dude. Donald Trump's got to have one of those, right? He's got to have one.
2 weeks after that...
He might have that one. He might have Saddam Hussein's actual gold-plated AK-47. Would it surprise you if Donald Trump's like, this is the real one? This came out of Saddam Hussein. It's Saddam Hussein. He had this beautiful weapon. It's beautiful. It's gold. I said, I got to have it. How much for the Saddam Hussein? How much for the AK-47? I'm very excited about the gold-plated AK-47, everybody.
That attack, had we not made the attack, they would have had a nuclear weapon. They would have absolutely used it. And they would have used it on the entire Middle East, including Israel.
Including Israel.
And you know why you see that? Because unexpectedly, when the...
Yeah, we're going to, if all things considered, we're going to try to do it. We'll try to do the call-in today for sure. We're going to do the call-in. I'll schedule it. It's so hard. Yes, I'll do that for sure. I wanted to do 2 more. I want to do one in the afternoon and one at night because a lot of people saying that they miss me at night. I did the call-in show earlier because I thought that a lot of you Europeans wanted to catch the earlier show. If I do it too late, then it's like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning over there. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out the time slots, baby doll.
This war broke out. Unexpectedly, they started sending missiles to UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, and elsewhere.
Other places,
41 days.
Other places, too, and we're having lots of talks with lots of people. I'm not going to tell you who those people are, but they're sending me presents, and that makes I know they're the right people now. What do you think? Do you think that Donald Trump is having real important conversations with the Iranians, or is that all bullshit? I think it's bullshit. We Iranians love Trump. Which ones? Which Iranians love Trump? Which ones? The ones that like watching schools full of children melt a lot and just melt their children alive? Is that the type of Iranian you are? The kind that likes to see little girls burn to death? Trump has guns. Trump doesn't have guns. You think Trump has never driven a car? He might have some fake guns like a gold-plated AK-47. If he has a gun, a gold-plated AK is definitely his style. You went from working for a dude for peanuts to working for yourself for less. R.I.P. I know, bro. I know. I went for looking Well, I worked for a lady last time for peanuts, and now I'm working for myself for less than peanuts. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But hey, I'm trying to make it a go. You know, I just don't want to do the same thing as I always did. I'm call it a midlife crisis, if you will. Hate speaker, Sargon of Akkad. I'm trying to follow my heart, follow my soul, like what I do. I like this community. I like all of you. If you're not a channel member, please become one. We're trying to build a community of dignity-based resistance. Thanks so much for being here. We do lots of exclusive content, lots of member events, that type of stuff. I want to do more like cool as, like, wouldn't it be cool to do like an in real life event? I think so.
Since the Department of Homeland Security ran out of funding and there was still a stalemate up here on Capitol Hill, senators trying to put together the pieces of a deal that fell apart earlier this week. The Senate yesterday voting on a Republican proposal to fund every single agency inside the Department of Homeland Security. That would include the TSA, just not immigration enforcement operations like deportations. That was a big concession from Republicans to Democrats, and an approach that Democrats have been calling for weeks, but it failed because every single Democrat, except for Pennsylvania's John Fetterman, voted against it, saying that should also include reforms to ICE, like requiring agents wear body cameras, prohibiting them from wearing...
I mean, is that so much to ask? Ask for a body camera? Hey, speaker, Sargon of Akkad, midlife, LOL. How old is midlife? I don't know. I feel like I'm in the middle of the road. I want to do like... I belong to you. You know, like the, it's the end of the road. Still I can't let go. It's so natural. I feel like I'm in the middle of the road, though. Middle of the road.
Mass demands Democrats have been making over the course of this funding standoff. So we're told that bipartisan negotiations on that are still...
I just saw someone put in the chat, AI to fuck. Is that a utopia? Does that mean we're in a utopia, everybody? AI? If you're banging AI, does that mean it's a utopia? Is that the future?
Creeping along, and this morning President Trump is now turning up the pressure on Republicans. In a post just moments ago, he once again called on Senate Republicans to eliminate the Senate's longstanding filibuster rule, something that Republicans have been rejecting now
eliminate it
for months, and use that mechanism to fund the Department of Homeland Security, as well as pass the president's voter ID legislation. Michael.
All right.
Donald Trump thinks that eliminating the filibuster would work out for him because he thinks that he's going to fix the 2026 election. He thinks he could fix the 2028 election. He thinks that if he could do those things, then who needs a filibuster? It'll render the Senate, illegitimate. I mean, there'll be no reason to have a Senate. So I think that's why he keeps saying that. Get rid of the filibuster. You don't need it. Fuck it. Get rid of it, man. Get rid of it. And then maybe some crazy Democrats could do some crazy things. I mean, get rid of it and let every time the people vote, and when they vote, we could see how the policies work out. Right now, you vote, and there's a bunch of Republicans in power, and they can't get some of their policies through because the Democrats can filibuster. Well, the same thing goes the other way. But hey, we voted for this shit, right? The American people have spoken. They chose Republicans. They chose MAGA. Well, let them do their jobs. Let them. Let them. You know what? Majority rules. This is what we got. We made our bed. We got to sleep in it, baby. And then maybe we throw them all out when their policies don't work, and we throw the next guys in. Maybe it goes Democrat the next time. They get it, and they can't. Hey, if there's no filibuster, they could do their thing. And if they suck, great. I guess we learned our lesson. We made our bed. We gotta sleep in it. That's how it goes. Imagine even an AI couldn't love you. Steve. Steve, I think an AI is the only thing. AI is the only thing we got going for us now. It's the only thing that will love us. On behalf of all Iranians, God bless Trump, America, Israel, and Netanyahu. I love trolls like this. I like the emojis. Thank you. I like the emojis. God bless Trump, Israel, America, and Netanyahu. Sure. Yeah, that's the way to go. If AI doesn't like you, that is a you problem. It's your hair. I know. It is a me problem.
Anytime you promise something you can't possibly deliver, you're going to have to be held accountable, to be honest with you. There was no path for the SAVE Act in its current form. I support voter ID. I've got voter ID bills with my signature on it as Speaker.
Is that Tom Tillis? I got voter ID.
The House, it was a priority for me. But this bill's not ready for prime time. It doesn't address absentee ballot.
I like it when he wears his bolo tie myself. I always like it when he does that. This bill ain't worth it. Can't go to this bill just can't go to prime time. I want voter ID, but this thing ain't ready for it. That's all.
Voting in a way that many Republican states would like for it to.
I'm telling you, the SAVE Act is not going to pass currently. They have to change the rules in the Senate for that to happen.
There's nothing in there that's going to help get the Save America Act passed, right? I mean, we're busting our butt to do what the public wants us to do. We've got to secure our elections. We need to secure a border.
There you go. There's Rick Scott. I always think that he looks like the zombies in the I Am Legend movies. You ever notice that? I think he looks like the zombies in I Am Legend.
We need to get criminals out of our country. We got to secure our elections. We got to do all those things together.
I'm open to every means available to us to make sure that our elections are secure. And so if that takes the shape of reconciliation, that's an option. But I think we need to.
Hey, merciful wolf. I know lots of Iranians. Mostly they like to be called Persians around here, but I know lots of Iranians. I've dated 2 Iranians. You go straight to hell, merciful wolf. I live in Orange County, California, man. We got so many goddamn Iranians here. They're all over the place. What do you mean? You know how many Iranian weddings I've hosted and have attended? More than I can remember. Tons. I've even met those Jewish Iranians. I've even had those people around me. So yeah. Lots of Iranians in my life over the years. Many. So I have tended to I found that they tend to be as diverse in opinion as the Americans. Some Americans would cheer if Trump was in the ground right now. Some would cry. I think the same thing goes with Iranians. Some people think the Shah was A-OK. Some people think that Ayatollah was A-OK. It's just the way it goes with the country with 90 million people. There's a diversity of opinion on stuff like that. Just how it goes.
Spend the requisite time on it to get it done.
This has gone on between the SAVE Act and the shutdown at DHS. We're going into well over a month, and we're stuck. I mean, we're talking over each other. It looks like a circus without a tent.
Circus without a tent. No, I always think it looks like a circus with a tent. So, like, you see how the American flag behind me, this is the proper orientation where it's the stars and the stripes are horizontal like this. This is the Jasper Johns painting, by the way, of the 48-star flag. But this flag is in the orientation that you would normally see. But for some reason, at the Senate, they always hang the flag so the stripes are vertical, and it totally looks like a circus tent all the time. Every time you see the guys in the Senate with the flags hanging behind them, I'm like, are they in a circus tent? And John Kennedy just got on TV and said, this Senate is like a circus without a tent. No, I think it looks like a circus with a tent. It looks like a circus. It just looks like a circus. The Senate looks like a circus.
قدرت راهبردی که از آن دم می‌زدید تبدیل به شکست
Oh, look at that. Someone's speaking Farsi. Let me see what they're saying.
راهبردی شده. مدعی ابرقدرتی دنیا اگر می‌توانست از این مخمصه رها شود تا حالا شده بود. اسم شکستتان را توافق نگذارید. دوران وعده‌هایتان به سر رسیده. سطح خوددرگیری‌هایتان به مرحله مذاکره
promises is over. Have your internal conflicts reached the point where you are negotiating with yourselves? Oh, man. These Iranians, they are like sick and tired of all the bullshit. Look at this guy, Foghorn Leghorn. This guy, man, he doesn't seem like, he's like, are you full of shit or what? We state this clearly, until it is our will, nothing will go back to the way it was. That will only come about when the very thought of acting against the Iranian nation is completely wiped from your corrupt minds. Oh, jeez. They're not gonna. They said the war's only over when the thought of attacking Iran is wiped from your corrupt minds. Holy crap! That guy, he's talking serious. Are we serious? He says they're not having any arguments with Donald Trump. That Donald Trump's lying. He said the only argument you're having is with yourself. Our first and last word has been the same from day one, and it will stay that way. Someone like us will never come to terms with someone like you. Not now, not ever. Well, them's fighting words. I think that I don't know who to believe. Should I believe Donald Trump that he is having very good talks with the Iranians, or should I believe this guy, Mr. Ayatollah left-wing command? I don't know what this guy's, this head of the Iranian Republican Guard or something like that, Revolutionary Guard or whatever they're called. Yeah, they're not backing down. We're not backing down. Who's not backing down? We're not backing down. Nobody's backing down. Nobody's backing down, except you're more like the Soviets than you know, Jimmy. Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy. Where's Jimmy? Who are you talking to, Jimmy? Jimmy. F the Soviets. You don't like the Soviets? Okay. I mean, it's all around. What are you going to do? The Soviets backed Iran for a while. I don't know how that went. How'd that go?
Please.
Can you take things local?
How did it go with Donald Trump? Not Donald Trump. How did it go when 1953 we installed the Shah? We put the so like the English and the United States put the Shah in power in 1953, a brutal dictator, and he ruled for about 25 years. And then the people of Iran revolted, and they put in this new guy, the Ayatollah, and they have a president now, which is like a sham election situation. But they claim to have a democracy, and that's, cool, I guess. And now we got a problem with them. It's like, we caused this problem, dude. This is what happens when you fuck another man in the ass. This is what happens, Larry. This is what happens, Larry.
Hopefully, not going international affairs for a second. Do you support the construction of the Second Avenue subway in New York City and later administration?
Wow, absolutely. Far out. The Second Avenue subway has been under construction for, you're a young guy, is longer than you are old, okay? That's been under construction. I haven't heard about the Second Avenue subway in 20 years. What the hell kind of a question is that?
20 years, the Second Avenue subway. Can't they walk? Can't they just walk? What are you asking me about the Second Avenue subway for? It's funny, when he hears about New York, Donald Trump gets his New York accent back. He was like, a bada bing, bada boom, 20 years over here. Oh, what are you talking about? I haven't heard about that for 20 years. Second Avenue subway over here. Get a slice. Let's all go get a slice and talk about the Second Avenue subway. Yeah.
I guess they got to get it finished. They spent trillions of dollars practically. No, they spent more money on that than on anything, I think, in the history of our city, in New York City. And it's been under construction for a long time. It's very sad, actually. The only thing maybe worse was Gavin Newsom, the governor of California.
Oh, God, this guy. He just can't get Gavin Newsom's name out of his mouth. God damn it. Look, I don't like Gavin Newsom. I got plenty of bad shit to say about it, but we're not talking about him right now. Hold on. We got another over-under. Is the over-under 4 months? The over-under's 4 months. Put it in the chat right now. Is it over or is it under 4 months? Vernon Harris says the apes over at the Valuetainment think this war is going to take 4 months. Over or under 4 months? Let's go. We already passed the over that Donald Trump gave us with the money and the deaths, but we're still short of 5 weeks. Donald Trump said 5 weeks tops, but homeboy Vernon Harris says 4 months. Who's taking the over? Who's taking the under? Let me know. Over. We got an over. Sayardion's taking the over. Over 4 months? I don't know. Some people say it's going to be a forever war, a four-over war. Over yonder. Oh, shit. My God. Hell, he said his soul so over. He sold his soul so over. 40 years? Oh, my God. 40 years. Jesus, I thought he said 2 weeks. He said, well, they asked it 2 weeks, whatever is it. He said, I think the last time he said an actual number, he said 5 weeks, but I remember we had an over-under thing with 5 weeks. He wasn't a brutal dictator. That's a far-left, uneducated. Oh, my God. Yeah, sure. Yeah, the Shah was a great guy. Yeah, the Shah of Iran was a top-notch individual. Yeah, I'm sure everyone's really glad that in 1953, the United States, the oil companies, and England got together and installed a puppet dictator in Iran called the Shah. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Great guy. He's a great guy. War will be over in 2033 and Trump will still be in office. Watch America do it because of people like you all. Because of people like me all. Me all? You all. I don't want him to be president in 2023. I don't think Donald Trump's going to be alive in 2033. The guy, he can barely stand. He's having a hard time being president these days.
I call it his train wreck because it's a wreck. That's been years. It's literally 30 times over budget. Nobody's ever said anything like that. And it doesn't go to San Francisco and Los Angeles like it was supposed to. They decided to cut it way short because there was no way they could finish it. But it's one of the worst. I've never seen.
Yeah, the Shah was a dictator. The Shah, which is a dictator, a monarch is a dictator. What do you think a monarch is? Yes, the Shah was a dictator. Let's see. Yes, Mohammed Reza. I just Googled, was the Shah a dictator? Yes. Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, the last Shah of Iran from 41 to 79, is widely considered an authoritarian and dictatorial ruler, particularly after the coup in 1953. What did I say? 1953. His regime was characterized by one-man rule, the suppression of political dissent, and the use of Savak secret police, which was infamous for torture and executions of opponents. You think that everyone just got together in Iran and installed the Ayatollah and a democratically elected president? Not erected. No, that happened because they wanted elections. It didn't work out. And they wanted to make sure that the oil went to the people of the region. It didn't work out. It didn't work out. But, the situation over in Iran is still our fault. We put the Shah in. When the Soviets backed the Revolutionary Guard, we bombed them through Iraq. We gave Iraq Scuds, and the Scuds were constantly bombing Tehran. We did that. We gave them gas, sarin gas, and all sorts of horrible shit. So it's like, whose fault is it? What's going on over there? It's just so hilarious to me that we're always like I always have people in my chat that get so high on their horse of moral certitude. Oh, yes, America does no wrong. They didn't cause this problem. It's the Iranians. They're crazy. They're not crazy. They're not crazy. FBI hasn't started disappearing people yet. Yes, they have. They just haven't started disappearing citizens yet. They've disappeared all sorts of people who aren't citizens. Absolutely. ICE has, and so is the FBI. Who do you think? Yes. By the way, if the FBI wasn't involved in what happened with Epstein, why are all these whistleblowers saying that the FBI shredded all these documents about Epstein? Why did they do all those things and redact all these documents and shred all these documents before handing anything over to the DHS and the DOJ? Why? So weird.
Anything like it, other than the worst, the Federal Reserve building for almost $4 billion, a little building that's going to cost a renovation for $4 billion.
It's a renovation of a very old building. The building's hundreds of years old. So, they're trying to do it right. I don't know why we keep on talking about this building at the Federal Reserve. Tear it down then. Tear the fucker down. We don't need a Federal Reserve building that's all old and shitty. I mean, shit. Let it dilapidate. Let it fall apart. I don't care. Stop building a ballroom, too, by the way. You tore down the East Wing. If you just want to tear shit down, it's real easy. But they tried to renovate this old-ass building because people like old shit. What's that line in Chinatown that whores, businessmen, and building all become dignified in old age? Whores, businessmen, and buildings all become dignified in old age. Man.
During the period when metering was suspended, what would happen in the hypothetical situation or not so hypothetical situation you were talking about where a port was capable of handling, let's say, 50 aliens and instead 300 wanted to enter? What was done?
What was done during the previous administration differed from what was done during the Obama administration. During the previous administration, the aliens were generally paroled into the United States, and the current administration has serious concerns about that approach as a policy matter, because that means that individuals who may not necessarily be entitled to asylum are allowed to enter the United States without showing that they have a valid claim, and it may be years before the person can be found and deported if that is appropriate.
Do you happen to know how many people were paroled?
I don't have an exact number on that, but it would not surprise me.
Wow. So look, we don't have a number on how many people were paroled into the United States as asylum seekers. So where do they keep pulling this number out of their asses? Every time you talk to a magger, they're like 25 million people through an open border policy. There was no open border policy. We have asylum seekers. It's in the Constitution for a reason. Anyway, there's the law of the land, asylum seekers. We got it. Why? Because we killed a bunch of Jews back in the day by sending them home sending them back when they tried to come to America fleeing Nazi rule. And we sent them back to their death. So we're not doing that shit anymore. We have asylum seekers now. So how do we handle it? Good question. Do we have enough courtrooms for them all? No. We don't have that. We're not going to actually build infrastructure for this because, well, we don't want to. We want to give more money to Elon Musk. Great. So what do? Well, we're going to let them live here until their court date. So they might be here for 5 years before they actually get a day in court. Oh. Is this the best option? No. The best option is building out an infrastructure and actually handling the problem, or allowing people to seek actual legal path to citizenship or residence. But there is no legal path to citizenship or residence anymore because we've eliminated all of them. The only way to become an American citizen or even a resident these days is to win the lottery, which is impossible for most places trying to get here. You win the lottery, you can sneak in, have a baby, wait 18 years without getting caught. If you can do that, then that baby can sponsor you to become a resident. You can do that. Or you can get married. Those are the only ways. Those are the only ways. And you could get a student visa, but they're going to kick you out unless you get married. So you get a student visa. Some people do that. Or a genius visa. But either way, no amnesty. Amnesty, some people love amnesty. I don't know how you handle it. But amnesty seems to work if you don't have a criminal record and stuff. I mean, it makes sense to me. Hey, you've been in this country for a long time. You haven't caused any problems. All right, stick it out. All right, just stay, I guess. I mean, what are you going to do? But I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. Democrats and Republicans hate me. So there you go. We're a sovereign country. Deal with it. What a fucking moron. Listen, what does that have to do with anything? Borders do not make a nation. Borders don't mean shit. A border is only a threat. A border is a threat as we to prove that we are superior to people born on the other side of it. We're superior to the people born on the other side of the border, and we will prove it by murdering you if you cross the border. Like this is what borders actually are. You don't need a border to have a country or a nation. Sovereign, we're sovereign. So dumb. My God, you close-minded leptons. Oh, wait. I like this. Hold on. Borders define land where laws exist. No, they don't. No, that's not true at all. I mean, they didn't have borders. American Indians didn't have borders. They had communal lands that they knew where their hunting grounds were and stuff like that. They had farms that were theirs, but they didn't have, like, borders. Our laws are for these parts. No, that's not how that worked. Or the Kurds. The Kurds have a nation of people, and they have laws, and they have their own deals. They have their own stuff going on, their own culture, and they don't have borders. There's lots of examples throughout history where borders have nothing to do with what you're talking about, but thanks. We could talk about it more if you'd like to on the debate show. I have a call-in show. It starts at 1 p.m. Pacific. I'll be happy to talk. You can call in. We can talk about it if you'd like. I'll happily educate you and hear you out too. It's more of a dialectic show than a debate show, but most people don't know what the word dialectic means anymore. So we call it a debate show, but I don't like having a debate. I'm not trying to win an argument. I'm just trying to have a conversation with some people out there.
Okay, I start all of my questioning by asking a fundamental question of all of the nominees to any of the committees on which I sit. So I'll ask this panel, and we'll start with Ms. Clark and go down the line. Since you became a legal adult, have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature?
Senator, I have not.
No, Senator.
No, Senator.
No, Senator.
Who's going to say yes to that?
Have you ever faced discipline or entered into a settlement relating to this kind of conduct?
No, Senator.
No, Senator.
No, Senator.
No, Senator.
I have a question for Mr. Rickey. On social media, you liked an article in which Mike Davis said, and I quote Mike Davis, "I have no problem with President Trump pardoning almost all of those January 6 defendants because they've suffered enough." Now, you posted that you like that.
So you don't believe in borders, do you? You believe that there's this line that means people on one side are better than the people on the other side, and that we should only ration liberty according to where you were born, which is something that happens by chance. So you don't believe in liberty. Like, if you either have to believe in liberty and freedom or borders. You can't really have both. You can't ration out freedom by saying, well, some people have freedom, but other people don't because they were born someplace other than this place. That's not how it works if you have principles. Are you a person who has principles, or are you a person who does what you're told because the boss told you that this line exists? You just agree. There's a line in the sand here. Really? Where? Trust me, it's there. It is? Yeah, and if you step over it, I'm going to kill you. But I don't see a line. It's there. 2 + 2 = 5.
I want to ask you, do you agree with those pardons? Do you agree with the sentiment that they've suffered enough?
Senator, I don't recall liking that particular article. I do know the article that you're referring to, however. And what I would say on that is that the Constitution gives the president plenary authority to issue pardons. And
no, I'm not asking about what powers the president has. I'm asking whether you're telling me that you don't recall liking this post by Mike Davis.
That's correct, Senator. I don't.
You made the post. So now, as you sit here, and I'm telling you that this is the information I have, that this is factual, that you like that post. Well, do you agree with the pardons?
Senator, when it comes to the pardons, but the point I was making is that given that the president has this plenary
authority. I know
authority,
that. You don't need to sit there and lecture me about the powers of the president. I would just like to know whether you agree with those pardons.
as a nominee to serve on the court, I believe it would be contrary to the canon of judicial ethics for me to comment on the president's pardon power. And so respectfully...
well, you are, as a judge, you will not be having any pardon power. So if confirmed, will you hold all criminal defendants accountable under the law, regardless of their political affiliation?
Yes, Senator. If I'm fortunate enough to be confirmed, any criminal defendant who comes before me after
it's pretty clear that the president pardoned 1,500 of the January 6 defendants based
1,500, bro.
on ideological reasons. And yes, the president has very wide-ranging pardoning powers, but he pardoned 1,500 people, many of...
It's funny. I see people arguing about the border thing, and we can have a big argument about it on the afternoon show. This is a morning news reaction show, but borders don't actually exist, everybody. They're things that governments tell you exist and threaten you with violence if you think that they don't exist. That's all. They made them up, and they make them real through violence. That's it. That makes it unethical. Borders are simply unethical. I know that there's this famous cat right now who's crossing the border every day in Canada. This cat doesn't believe in our borders. The cat just crosses the border while all the humans have to wait and figure out whether or not they're allowed to. There's rams that right now are having a hard time crossing the southern border because their food is on one side and the water is on the other side. And so now these famous rams that live in the southern area of our country, the northern area of Mexico, are dying, and they're having to go greater distances to get water and to get food because we built a stupid wall. They don't believe in it. There's tons of lions that can't cross the border in Mexico right now because we built a wall in the middle and they can't get through. So, like, clearly borders don't exist. It's just this thing that we invented to harm others. And it does do a very good job at that. I mean, there's right now a wall through the manger of Bethlehem that the Israelis built to keep Palestinians out. The Prince of Peace was born in that town, and we've built a wall so that we have to separate God's children. That makes sense to you? What about the Berlin Wall? Does the Berlin Wall make sense to you? That was a good idea? Like... It's funny how many times in history we do this, how many times it's proven that it's useless and foolish, and yet we continue to do it again and again. That was a great idea. Great idea. Let's do it again. Let's build another wall. Reinforce another border that doesn't make any sense. Let's ration liberty based on where you're born, because we don't believe in liberty. We believe in domination.
Statewide minimum wage hike for fast food workers is now set at $20 an hour. It was designed to help struggling employees, but a new study from UC Santa Cruz suggests it may be doing the complete opposite.
Yeah, Fox 26 News reporter Myra Franco breaks down the findings for us and what it reveals. Myra.
The study shows more people are applying for fast food jobs, but many are not seeing increased hours or even securing employment at all. It also finds businesses are cutting shifts. Customers are paying higher prices.
Interesting. Do you respect Ukrainian borders? Do you think that the Russians care about borders? No, might makes right in that scenario, doesn't it? The Ukrainians are trying not to do what the Russians tell them to do. The border is practically insignificant at this point. They just don't want to be ruled by the Russians. They used to be ruled by the Russians, and now they don't want to be. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. There you go, exactly. Very good Reagan quote right there. Way to go. Putin doesn't respect Ukraine's borders. He doesn't respect Ukraine's independence. The border doesn't even matter. He thinks that the Ukrainian people belong to him, and he thinks that their resources belong to him. That's all. That's it. You think the border matters? The border doesn't matter. The grain matters. The rare earth minerals matter. The pipeline matters. He doesn't give a fuck about the border.
And more machines are replacing workers. Last February, we first brought you this story.
Is California's minimum wage increase a policy success or a policy failure? A new study released by the Berkeley Research Group has an answer for that.
And once again, the question is being raised by another study, this one from UC Santa Cruz. The report shows many of the same trends still playing out. Researchers talk about how the $20 fast food minimum wage has created unintended consequences across the industry. We heard that then.
Before the wage increase, they had a certain amount of hours. They're going to end up with the same check because their hours are severely decreased.
It's survival mode. We continue to read and see in real time, owners that are upgrading, they're getting kiosks, they're not having people work as many hours. People are.
Isn't that a good thing? I mean, I hate the fact that people are losing their jobs, but shouldn't we live in a world where you can make the same amount of money and work 3 days a week? I think that's great. Then they can get 3 days somewhere else. That sounds great. So you're telling me that they're cutting their hours, and so now a fast food worker is making $20 an hour in California. Now they work 3 days a week and make the same amount of money. That's great. That's 4 more days they could spend with their kids. Or they could spend 3 more days working someplace else if they want to work 6 days a week to make the same amount. They can make double the money. I don't know why that's a problem.
Are getting overtime. People aren't expanding in the state of California.
And we're hearing it again. We circled back with Tom Monzo.
People aren't expanding? What? I got fucking 10 fast food restaurants near my house. I need 10 more? They're not expanding. Great. We don't want more fast food. That's fantastic news. Less fast food. Great news.
The founder of the California Business and Industrial Alliance, to get his take on this study and how things are looking for businesses now.
You can't deny what's happening to this industry. You can't deny that places are closing. Big chains are closing.
Okay, sorry. I have to do this. I have to do this. I love it. This is one of my favorite things that happens. As long as there are nations, there will be borders. You're an idiot. Dude, you spelled borders incorrectly and you're calling me an idiot? Like, are you illiterate? Are you serious right now? Why did you capitalize N in nations? Anyway, there's plenty of nations that don't have borders. We've already talked about it throughout currently in modern day. There are nations without borders. And there's also nations without borders throughout history. But that's also not how you spell borders. But thank you for playing. I appreciate you being here. Borders. If you think a border is what makes your culture, if you think a border is what makes your nation, you are a rube. You've been sold a bill of sales. I've got some Trump meme coin I'd like to sell you. I'd like to sell you some Melania coin.
People are getting laid off. I mean, there's no denying that. And I think the studies have always proven it.
This recent study found that more people are applying for these higher paying jobs, but few are getting hired because there are only a few of these jobs. Many companies are now turning to automation like self-service kiosks and mobile ordering, even with fewer employees. Restaurants.
Great. I mean, why? That's fantastic. We got kiosks at McDonald's now. Fantastic. Do it. It's idiotic that we have somebody having to work at a counter at McDonald's. It's disgusting. People shouldn't even have to do that job. I would love to see a day in the future where everyone works 3 days a week and they make $25, $100 an hour. I don't give a shit how much they make. Enough to live. 3 days a week, enough to live. That'd be great. If you want to go make a little extra, you could work another day at the Starbucks. You know what I mean? Like, what is the problem with this? Have some kiosks. It's great. Like, all you guys love eating this I don't eat fast food. I think it's fucking disgusting to wait in line, inhale the fumes of the cars as I wait in line outside, and then have someone hand me a box with food in it, and then eat the food out of a paper box like I'm some kind of hospital patient. Like, what is wrong with you? This is what you eat? You eat like that? You eat like that? Every day? Like, not on road trips, just like all the time? I see every time I go anywhere, I see lines of cars around the Wendy's or the Chick-fil-A, lines of cars. And I'm just like, this is what you guys line up for? This? Like, by the time you're done with that, you could have made your own food and know what's in it and not have to eat it out of a fucking paper box. Jesus, in your car. I eat in my car. Yeah, man, I'm sorry. I feel sorry for you. I mean, you do you. You do you. Who am I to judge? Fuck it. But, like, come on, man. There's so much better. Oatmeal, because I'm weird. Where do you get the oatmeal? You know, when I was living on the road and staying in hotels for like a year, I would the oatmeal is a pretty common thing at every hotel you go to. They just have like pretty good oatmeal. There's like they have it in a bain marie, you know. Get some oatmeal and eat it real fast. That's kind of funny that you say that. Oatmeal. You brought me back. It's funny. Oh, food prices are going to be this fall. Oh, yeah. Well, food prices are getting. Have you seen how much food prices are getting? How high they're getting? Getting higher and higher and higher. Put down that cocaine, buddy. Oh, man. I wish. I'm high on life, baby doll. I'm high on life. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going full speed. Too hot to be sour, too sweet to be mean. No, too sweet to be sour, too nice to be mean. That's how it goes. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going full sweet. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going full steep. Too sweet to be sour, too nice to be mean.
Are charging more to pay those employees more. These findings also push back against a study conducted in September of 2024 by UC Berkeley's Institute for Research on Labor and Employment, which found the wage increase boosted pay, did not force job cuts, and prices only slightly went up. We reached out to the author of that study, and he provided us with the following statement. I stand by the results in our earlier study, which relies on objective data, controls for seasonality and the demand for fast food, and carefully distinguishes between correlation and causality. We are again about to issue an updated version. It corroborates our earlier findings.
Hey, I don't know how you guys feel about $20 for McDonald's workers, but I don't think you could pay them enough. Pay them more. Pay them more. Have you ever worked fast food? There is no amount of money that's going to be too high. I don't care. I don't care. If you've ever worked fast food, then you know there's no number that's going to be like, oh, that's too much for them. They should be making more than Jeff Bezos. They should be making more than the President of the United States. Anybody having to deal all day long with an asshole manager and shitty customers and the disgusting grease and oil, and they got to wash it off of them every night. Their clothes are caked with oil and grease. Ah, shit. Nah, man. Pay them $100 an hour. It's still not enough. Keep paying them. Just keep paying them and paying them. I don't care how much a Big Mac costs. If a Big Mac costs $5,000, good. Big Macs, $5,000, perfect. As high as it goes, I don't think it's going to be high enough. Thanks for joining. My name is Skyjack Morgan, an independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. Dems dumb, you're here, baby doll. You're still here, baby doll. Man, you know, you should really change your name because all of your insults kind of like just turn into white noise. I can see that you're insulting me, and I love it. I do enjoy it, but really, I can't even get to them because your name is Dems dumb. I'm not a Democrat, and I don't like Democrats, but it's a little rich, you know. It's a little. You should change your name, just between you and me and the few people that are here. Just between you and me. Change your name, baby doll. Maybe you should change it to baby doll. That'd be great. Change it to baby doll. Then I could say, hey, baby doll is insulting me. That'd be cool. No one takes you seriously, and that's what's sad about that. Let's keep going.
Other breaking news we're tracking tonight, a New Mexico jury reached a verdict in a landmark social media trial ruling that Meta misled teenagers about the safety.
Or, Dems dumb, why don't you join? I have a dialectic show where you could call in. You could call in at 1 p.m. I have a call-in show. Like, you know, grow a pair, buddy doll. Buddy boy, baby doll. Grow a pair. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Of Facebook and Instagram. Laura Jarrett is here now live for us. And Laura, this is a massive blow to Mark Zuckerberg and his massive company.
Tom, it is, and the jury came back very quickly after just a day of deliberations, awarding $375 million in damages to the state of New Mexico, which had accused Meta, the social media giant, of creating a breeding ground for predators looking to exploit kids and teens.
Damn, man, it's so crazy. I've been saying this for like 15 years that Facebook and Instagram and these places. When I was a kid, we would go to like the bowling alley and we'd be drinking and smoking cigarettes and bowling and playing video games, you know, being cool kids. And there were other adults around, and if another adult like got a little close to us, was acting weird, another adult would come over and be like, "Hey, get the fuck out of here, dude. Kids, you got to watch out for that guy." Like there'd be other people around that are not parental, but other grown-ups that would protect you because they could see shit that you don't see when you're a kid, you know? Nowadays there's not that because where kids are hanging out is on the internet. And so it becomes a breeding ground for predators because no one's there to be like, "Hey, this guy's a predator. Get the fuck out of here. Kids, you got to watch out for that guy." That doesn't happen anymore. So I've always worried about this with kids. And finally, people are trying to go. Drinking was common when you were a kid. Well, yeah, of course. Drinking's still common. What do you mean? There's a bowling alley by my house. That's all they do is sell booze. But when you were a kid, when I was a kid, like you could like sneak stuff. I don't know. People didn't care as much. People weren't as much into your fucking business. Like they weren't always like I think if they saw, I think today if you saw kids drinking, someone might come over. "Hey kids, don't drink, don't smoke," but they don't. There's no one there to be like, "Hey kids, don't talk to that predator over there. See that guy over there? He's a weirdo. Don't talk to that guy." That I don't think is happening anymore. But you'll have plenty of finger waggers about the drinking and smoking, you know. But hey, whatever. "Hey kids, get out of here, dude. You got to watch out for those kids." Yeah, that's true. That's true too. Yeah, I'm thinking about childhood now with a smile. It was a blast. Yeah, I mean, we used to ride our bikes and go like, man. We used to do all sorts of crazy shit. We used to go behind the Thrifties and drugstore dumpster dive and just like break shit and do all sorts of crazy. We just hang out. The Vietnam vets in the back who were in wheelchairs and they were homeless. We used to hang out with those guys to like just chat and stuff. I don't know. Like we used to ride our bikes to the comic book store. Sometimes somebody would get their bike stolen. Sometimes we'd be stealing bikes. It's just kids don't do that anymore.
Online. Now, the jury heard Zuckerberg say that they'd added more safety features in recent years, but now it will be up to a judge to decide what changes actually need to be made. The company saying tonight that it plans to appeal, Tom, but this really is a watershed moment. This is the first time we have seen a company be held liable for something like this, and we still have a jury in Los Angeles deliberating now more than a week. We're waiting to see what they do.
We thank you for watching.
It's crazy. I just can't believe they're finally holding Zuckertit's feet to the fire. I think it's great. I mean, it's a weird world. It's finally
Welcome
happening.
back. We are following breaking news. A verdict in the landmark case addressing the power and influence of social media. A Los Angeles jury today finding Meta and YouTube negligent in the design or operation of their platforms and saying the company.
They're saying that they're gonna. That's crazy. And everybody else settled, but not Meta and YouTube. They were like, "No, we're gonna stick it out. We don't think there's gonna be a jury with enough guts to do." What's going to happen to YouTube now? What's going to happen?
Companies failed to warn users of the dangers of their services. The jurors found that the tech giant's platforms harmed a young user with features that made her addicted and led to mental health problems. The trial, which included testimony from Meta CEO Mark.
Yeah, baby. Pay the weird dude at 7-Eleven for a 12-pack of Rainer beer. And then he would come back with a 6-pack, and you just had to deal with him ripping you off. Yeah, that's the shit, man. We used to do that. I'd say, like, "Hey, here's $5. Get us a 6-pack and that Playboy." That Playboy over there with Cindy Crawford on the cover? Yeah, that one. Yeah, get that one.
Zuckerberg was the first lawsuit of its kind to go to trial. In separate statements, Meta and Google, YouTube's parent company, saying they disagree with today's verdict and plan to appeal. Today's verdict comes just one day after a jury in New Mexico ordered.
You know what's funny to me? Zuckerberg paid Democrats $400 million in 2020. Paul, he was at the inauguration for Donald Trump. What are you like? Yeah, why would you just say Democrats? We have a unitard party, okay? All you unitards that think you're Republicans or Democrats, all you unitards that think I'm a Democrat. No, I'm a Republican. You guys are like Adam Sandler with the shampoo and conditioner. I'm conditioner. I make the hair smooth and silky. I'm shampoo. I'm better. I make the hair clean. We have to fight. That's you. That's politics in America. Adam Sandler in the bathtub arguing between shampoo and conditioner. Who's better? It's the same shit. Well, Zuckerberg gave money to Democrats. He must be a Democrat. He's given millions of dollars to Republicans, too. They don't care, buddy boy. Baby doll. They don't care who's a Democrat, who's a Republican, and neither should you. The billionaires realize it's all a bullshit game. you're a sucker if you think that Jeff Bezos or Zuckertits, Bees Nuts, Zuckertits, and Musk. You think Elon Musk, you think he cares about who's a Democrat, who's a Republican? All he cares about is take the money. Take the money and do what I say. That's all he cares. He doesn't give a shit about anything else. Unitards. All you guys, put on your unitard. You're the unitard party. Don't forget to like and subscribe unless you're a unitard. Jesus.
Meta to pay $375 million after determining that Meta concealed what it knew about child sexual exploitation on its platform. Meta says it plans to appeal that verdict as well. Joining me now is Jacob Ward, veteran technology journalist and host of the Rip Current podcast.
Zuckerberg is a Democrat. Zuckerberg's a Democrat? That's news to me. Zuckerberg is not a Democrat or Republican. Doesn't care. Bruce Springsteen, billionaire, sucks on guitar. Oh, my God. Bruce Springsteen. Why are you throwing shade at Springsteen? That's so weird. You know who I hate? Bruce Springsteen. You know who I hate? Barry Manilow. Man, that guy really chapped my hide. I'm so angry about Barry Manilow. You know who else I hate? Elton John. Hold me closer, tiny dancer. What is he talking about? I never could figure it out. Benny and the Jets? I don't know. What Jets? What Benny? I don't know. I hate that guy. Born in the USA? What does it matter, born in the USA? Why? God damn it. What is with you guys? Fucking Bruce Springsteen. I hate that guy. I can't get on.
He's also the author of The Loop.
Screw Elvis. You know who I hate? Elvis. Yeah, I hate that guy, Elvis Presley. Donald Trump could take him in a fight. Haven't you heard? Donald Trump thinks he could take Elvis in a fight. Was he good? Was he good at the karate? Was he good at karate? Could I take him? I want to take him.
How technology is creating a world without choice and how to fight back. Jacob, thanks so much for joining me. So let's talk about today's big verdict. What was your big takeaway?
Well, Kristen, this is really, I mean, for me, it is I get goosebumps as I say it. It is truly a historic moment. I really think that this is on a par with figuring out that cigarettes cause cancer or that we need to have seatbelts in cars. This is a huge societal shift that we're seeing unfolding in front of us really in real time. And as a result, you know, I think this is the end of social media as we know it, and it is definitely the end of childhood as we have come to accept it. We are seeing for the very first time a social media company found liable, in this case 2 of them, found liable for the design choices they made and for, as a result, addicting kids in a harmful way to their product. This is something that was unimaginable even a few years ago because these companies have enjoyed such powerful legal protections until now. Now this new legal theory opens up an entirely new can of worms, one that consists of more than 1,600.
Okay, but is it as bad as lead in the toys? Because when I was in college, I remember all these toys were coming from China with lead in them, and they were giving them to kids. Lead in the toys, lead in the dog food. Do you remember all that shit in the early 2000s? Man, there's lead in the toys. George W. Bush is letting Chinese people put lead in the toys, and Donald J. Trump is letting Americans molest your children on the internet. I don't know what's happening anymore.
Cases that are now going to come down on one or more of these companies, Kristen.
Wow. Well, it's really striking to hear you describe it in that context, Jacob. So paint a picture for me. You say this is the end of social media as we know it. What does that look like in our society?
Well, until now, right, we've treated our attention and, by extension, our behavior as, first of all,
I love this. Springsteen selling tickets for $7,000. Is that why you hate him so much? That douchebag can't sing anymore. He lowered the keys by dropping guitar tuning. Yeah, he did do some of that. That's true. He's an old man, man. I don't know. I think that's how much a Big Mac. I think a Big Mac should cost $7,000. So, you know, I don't care. I'm not going to buy any tickets to see Bruce Springsteen. Is that what you're trying to convince me of? I will not be at the Springsteen concert. So that's okay. Thank you for telling me about that.
Something that you and I are supposed to be entirely in control of ourselves, right? We've been sort of the opinion that somehow the choices you and I make are totally our own and can't really be shaped by anybody. But then, of course, what we saw was the rise of an industry that has made its business analyzing and shaping behavior at scale wherever possible. And this is not to say that they had nefarious ideas in mind. They just
bullshit. They didn't have nefarious ideas in mind. Bullshit.
Just had discovered that our attention is an incredibly profitable product to traffic in. And so in this case, we're just looking at now a jury that, even a few years ago might not have been able to wrap their minds around the idea that we can have this.
Speaking of attention, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, baby doll. Thank you so much. If you're over 65, drop an emoji in the chat. If you're over 65, drop an emoji in the chat. I'd love to see over 65. I want to know you. I want to hear what you got going on. What kind of coffee to drink? Me, I drink Death Wish coffee out of this Yeti cup because it's hot. This is day 150 of me trying to convince Yeti to give me a new French press because this one's old and it doesn't keep shit hot anymore. It's got a leak somewhere, very small, and I can't. It doesn't keep it hot anymore. So I need a new one. I need a new French press. Damn it. This one's too old. I've had this one for like 15 years. I drink Death Wish coffee because it's strong AF, and I keep it in my Yeti cup because it's hot AF. I like it hot, strong, and black. I think that there's only one way to drink coffee, and it's black. Black is my soul. How do you take your coffee? Are you over 65? I want to be over 65 someday. I don't know if I'm ever going to get there. Microbe Joe, 47. Hell yeah, man. I just turned 47. Nice. 47. Way to go. Good job for there. Springsteen tickets go from 75 to 7,000. That's cool. Why are you guys so into Bruce Springsteen all of a sudden? Why? Black, says Everett Tauscha. 46, pause the track. Awesome. 46, huh? That's a good ripe old age. Thank you for being here. Black coffee, only 49 years. Hell yeah, black coffee with a black coffee crew. Who's on the black coffee crew? I feel like if you're drinking anything other than black coffee, that ain't coffee. That's dessert with caffeine. If you haven't earned the right, you haven't earned the ritual. You just want the ritual without having to put in the work if you're drinking anything other than black coffee. I like my coffee black, and every morning I wake up and I make it, and it's something I've been doing for 100 years now. Well, I've probably been actually doing it for about 30 years. I've been drinking black coffee in the morning. And if that's what kills me, as they say on Earth, c'est la vie. That's a Star Trek quote. It's my favorite Star Trek quote, by the way. My favorite Star Trek quote is, "Sorry about your crew, but as they say on Earth, c'est la vie." Captain Kirk was a badass. Plus, he's Canadian, and I think that's why he said it that way, but I thought it was a little Easter egg for the Canadians out there. I think that's why it works on many levels. I love that shit. As they say on Earth, c'est la vie. To a Klingon.
Kind of harm by the
to Christopher Lloyd, the Klingon, after he killed everybody.
Design of a platform that was
sorry about your crew, but as they say on Earth, c'est la vie.
Such an abstract concept. As someone who tries to articulate that concept as often as I do, I've spent years trying to get people to understand even the idea that there are armies of experts inside these companies working on that kind of idea. And now suddenly you have a jury of our peers suddenly understanding that, it seems, and as a result finding these two companies liable. So this could
Yes, there's a lot of songs, but I know the song that you're talking about, Black Coffee. Black Coffee. Yeah, I love that song, Black Coffee. They did a cover of it. Tricky did a cover of Black Coffee. It's fantastic. I'm a big fan. All right, thanks all for joining. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, unless you're a piece of shit. If you're not a piece of shit, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for being here, channel members. Can I get some emojis from the Sky City Rebels? I want to see some Bartleby's in the chat. Can I get some Bartleby's in the chat, please? Cheers me up a little bit. I need someone to cheer me up today.
Take a quick look at the other networks and their coverage of the...
There we go. Sean Hannity. He'll cheer me up. I'm ready to get Hannitized.
Conflict with Iran. It's one negative story after another. Many so-called journalists even parroting Iranian propaganda while treating everything that Donald Trump says with an unyielding level of skepticism. John Brennan, I tend to believe the Iranians more than Donald Trump. That's on NBC. And the anti-American, anti-Trump hysteria is so insane, even one columnist at the New York Times is calling it out. Quote, the New York Times, if past generations could see how well this war has gone compared with the ones they were compelled to fight at a frightening cost, they would marvel at their posterity's comparative good fortune. They would marvel, too, at our inability to appreciate the advantages we now possess. In less than a month, Iran's ability to project force anywhere in the world has been pretty much wiped out without any boots on the ground. This is such a historic...
Yeah, they can't I thought that they were bombing all sorts of people with them drones, son. They got them drones, and them guns and them drones, lots of drones.
Success. Most Americans.
And them mines. They got mines and they got drones. They got them drones and they got them mines. Man, mines and drones. I think that should be the name of the book when the movie comes out about the conflict in Iran. It should be called Mines and Drones. Drones and Mines. Changing Hearts and Minds. Get it? Minds. How about Changing Drones and Minds? No, Hearts and Minds. That's what it should be. Hearts and Minds. That's the name of the movie. Thank you.
Are trying to obscure out of their sheer hatred for Donald Trump.
Thank you, channel members. Thank you,
fair,
Sky City Rebels.
And understands history. He might be the sole voice of reason now in the Democratic Party, is Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman, who is with us. Senator, welcome back. Good to have you. Can I just ask you, how is it we're going to get to the deadline when your fellow senators are about to go on recess, and that might be the only motivation from stopping Americans from being inconvenienced, waiting 5, 6, 7 hours in some cases online just to get to a TSA agent, just so they can get to the terminal and get on their plane and travel wherever they're going? Why?
John Fetterman, I don't know. Whatever Trump says is probably good. Whatever Trump says is probably all right. Senator, remember when he had his mental illness? He had brain damage. And then he became MAGA. What the hell? Like, I'm not even joking. Like, that's real. That happened. He got a stroke, had brain damage, and he turned MAGA. I hope I don't get a stroke, man. I'm going to start working out more so I don't get a stroke, because I don't want to get Fetterman. Fetterman's the MAGA demo, the MAGA dem. MAGA is the cancer that ate the Republican Party. There are no more Republicans. Well, there's a couple left, but most of them have been eaten by the cancer of MAGA, the Nazi Party of America. And there's some Democrats that are starting to go that way, too. I think patient zero on the Democrat side is Fetterman. Pretty soon, you're either going to be MAGA or dead. I think Fetterman realizes that.
Is that the motivation?
I truly don't know at this point. For me, I've said this from the beginning, and remind everybody there was a long shutdown just last year, too. And I was one of the rare Democrats to refuse that, too. And now here we are. Now I'm at the airport every week. I talk to countless TSA agents, and they are all hurting. They are angry. They are frustrating. They're exhausting, too, what they've been put through. Now, these are not wealthy people. They earn around $50,000 a year. That should be our wheelhouse. I mean, they're union government workers. And now if we refuse to give them a paycheck, don't talk about affordability if you don't even provide them with a paycheck. So it's always wrong, regardless, whatever the party's doing.
Who's in charge of this government right now? Who's got the majority?
Shutting down our government. And you can see the kinds of chaos that's created across our right now. They're selling their blood. They have to take, pay loans and just this kinds of chaos. So it's fundamentally wrong. And that's why I refuse to be a part of it. And I'll reopen this DHS. It's wrong, and we're making our nation less safe. And it's also creating mass chaos, And now remember, with spring break, and now also the preparations for World Cup also now has largely been stunted too. So
World Cup, fuck it. Who cares about the World Cup right now, Johnny? Johnny, we might not have a World Cup, buddy boy. We might not even have one. Who's gonna come? What if they throw a World Cup and nobody comes? What's the point of World Cup? World Cup? Who's thinking about World Cup right now? Are you thinking about World Cup right now? Is that what I'm supposed to be thinking about? Oh, shit. Oh, man, World Cup. I forgot about World Cup.
Oh, it's wrong, and I'll never be a part of this.
Tell me, you're there, you're in the cloakroom, you talk to members on both sides of the aisle. Am I wrong? Is Chad Pegram wrong in saying that Democrats were proposing that they would be willing to fund all of the Department of Homeland Security less ICE, and now that the president is open to it and Republicans are open to it, now they're against it again? I mean, why do they want this shutdown?
I truly don't know who's on first. I mean, with a lot of this, it's just a fundamental, simple thing, just to acknowledge.
Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know is on third. What's the guy's name on first base? No, who's on first?
This is gone. It should have never happened, but it's gone way too long. We've all witnessed the kinds of.
I realize so many people don't know that joke. People don't know who's on first. Fetterman's going towards the people over 40 with the who's on first thing. You think that Sean Hannity knows the who's on first thing?
Chaos in our nation.
It's Abbott and Costello, everybody. Who's on first? What's the guy's name on first base? No, that's second base. Who's on third? First base.
Right thing. Put the country ahead of the party. Now there's a huge rally, another No Kings kinds of protest. So now it's also probably motivating some people in my party that they might be afraid to reopen now because they are demanding these kinds of extremes in what they think is a solution, that there was ever going to be a solution. They never had any leverage to force any kinds of changes in ICE or over control funding because of the big, beautiful bill.
The big, beautiful bill. That old chestnut's coming back. Coming back. Clinton was Obama's daddy and Biden was Obama's meat puppet. Okay, Rick James. Rick James, bitch. I think it's hilarious the Democrats elected him when he had a stroke. Then he went maverick and he thinks for himself. It's very, yeah, he thinks for himself? You think that's thinking for yourself? No. Follow the money, honey. Follow the money, honey. I didn't vote this last election. Neither of them were right for the job. You talking about the presidential election? I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I wasn't jazzed about either, you know. I mean, it was rough. It's a rough choice. I'm probably never going to vote Democrat or Republican for the rest of my life. So I could say I'm probably still going to go. I'm going to show up because in California, we got lots of other shit we got to vote on. We got it's a book to vote in California. So I'm probably going to vote still. But for the Democrat, Republican, like at the top of the ticket, I'm just going to either do third party or write in. I'll just write in Mickey Mouse or Mickey Mouse maybe. Kanye. I'll just write in Kanye. No, just joking. Who should I write in? I'll write in Nader. I'll write in Jesse Jackson. I'm going to write in Jesse Jackson. I don't know who to write in, but it doesn't matter. I'll write in something hilarious. I'll figure it out down the road. We'll workshop it later. I'll write in Geronimo. That's what I'll do. I'll write in Geronimo because I care about the American Indians. That's what I'll do. Third party is trash, coward, throwaway vote. Is it? I think you're throwing away your vote either way. It's either the unitard party or somebody else. It's not a throwaway vote. It is a conscientious objection. Write in Tupac. Yeah, Tupac. There you go. Write in Tupac. Santa Claus. He's a good candidate. I'm probably not going to vote Democrat unless something crazy happens. Like, man, I'm here in Tallarico talk, and I'm like, man, Tallarico, shit, 2 years, Tallarico? Oh, man, I keep on listening to interviews where that guy shows up and starts talking. I'm like, man, Tallarico, maybe. I mean, the Democrats would have to do something miraculous for me to vote for them. The Republicans, I mean, shit, unless they got the libertarians coming up. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I just don't believe in either party. They hate me and I hate them. I hate them. They hate me. So Joe Walsh. Okay, yeah, Joe Walsh. Who do you vote for in the last election, Sky? What level? Machiavelli. Yeah, vote for the Machiavelli. Yeah. At what? As president? Oh, come on.
Let me ask you what conditions need to be.
I'm the problems. I'm the problem. I have no power. How am I the problem? How am I the problem? You guys keep on putting, like, what was the choice last time? The con man and the cop? That's who you gave me? Super cop and fraudster. Those were the options. No, thank you. No, thank you. That's not who I want as president. And we didn't even have a primary on the Democrat side. So, I mean, it was ridiculous. The Democrats don't believe in democracy all of a sudden. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Meanwhile, the Republican Donald Trump is faking his assassination attempt, and his miracle grow ear comes back out of, like, Jesus saved the ear. He saved it. He saved the ear. It was amazing. I got my ear hit. It was a saving. I got shot in the face. And I survived because Jesus wants me. Jesus loves me. We love Jesus, don't we, folks? We love Jesus. You know we love him. I'm supposed to believe that. So you think I'm the problem? I'm letting the Republicans win? No, son. No, son. I'm not letting the Republicans win. I just don't give a shit about the liberals or the magtards. Sorry, maggers and libbers don't care. Sorry. We don't have time to sit here and talk about whether or not the alt-right Nazi movement has a place at the table. And I'm sick of pretending like we have that time. I'm sick of pretending like we have the time to argue one more. Let's go one more around the table to see if everyone believes in climate change. Like, I'm sorry, we're out of time, man. I don't have it. I don't have that time. So I'm sorry. I have principles. I'm not going to just do what you tell me anymore. I'm not going to vote for another Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. Certainly not anyone over, let's call it 65. If you're over 65, I'm probably not going to vote for you. Don't believe it. I don't believe that I love, if you're over 65, I love you, but I don't think you should probably not be president. That's all. That's all I'm saying. You probably don't have much in common with an 18-year-old. You should be probably around 50 is about how old a president should be. 50 years old. President should be about 50.
Be had in Iran, in your mind, for this to be as successful a mission as possible? One of the things that comes to my mind off the top of my head is we cannot allow what Steve Witkoff told us, what really became the imminent threat.
You know how I know you're in a cult? It's just like this type of stuff I'm so sick of. I'm a liberal. I'm not a liberal. I'm an independent. It says it right down there. You see it right there? It says independent right here. Beep. Beep. You see it right there? No, I'm an independent. I'm sorry. Not a liberal. But you think I'm a liberal because you're in a cult that says that anyone that doesn't support MAGA is a liberal. I'm an anarchist. I don't believe in this fucking follow the leader bullshit. Do what whatever the powerful tell us. I don't believe in letting the rich people tell us what to do. I don't believe in letting the will of the people get filtered through the oligarchy. I don't think that the elites should be telling us what we think, or telling us how to think, or telling us how to organize, or telling us when we're allowed to organize. I don't believe in any of that. So, no, I'm not a liberal. Sorry. Liberals think that we should be taking everyone's opinion into account. Let's hear everybody out. Let's hear about the flat earth again. Let's hear you out, because everybody's opinion is valid. Sorry, I don't. I believe in reason, logic, maybe a little bit of inherent emotion, like helping each other's principles, that type of thing. Not these liberal ideas that everything goes. Sorry. And I also don't believe in capitalism, and liberals always believe in capitalism. If you look up liberalism, capitalism's like in there, free market economy. I don't believe in that bullshit either. So, nope, not a liberal. Thank you for playing Illegitimate Non-Carburetum. Don't let the bastard grind you down. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Don't call me a liberal.
Everybody talked about
Don't call me a liberal.
60% enriched uranium that the Iranians were bragging about, which can be weapons grade, 90% enriched within 7 to 12 days. That cannot end up in the wrong hands of anybody, the wrong hands of people, and they can't have that. Somehow that is either going to be turned over to us or taken by us or the Israelis. I would also argue any place, anywhere, anytime inspections. And I kind of expect that Donald Trump, if there is a deal.
Anytime, anywhere, anytime. That was what Obama had. That was the Obama agreement. Anytime, anywhere inspections.
Aspect to this. The Iranians are going to have to pay us back for all the billions of dollars this military effort has cost us.
Why does the Iranian have to pay us back for killing them?
Your thoughts. What are the things you think you need for this to come to an end?
Iran has to pay us back for killing all their children.
What I think, we just have to acknowledge, too, that this has been, I think it's been a profound development in that region right now. Even the Saudi Arabians are now saying, keep going and make sure, you have this incredible ability to remake that entire region. And now they've effectively destroyed their entire military apparatus. They're not able to really engage in any kinds of traditional warfare. What those cowards can do, they fire off some random drones at civilians. They can't engage our traditional military capabilities.
Pastor Porkchop, I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but do you really have to say that word right now? I would put it on the screen if you...
That's a fact. That's all they can do. And now they've had the Ayatollah at weekends at Bernie's. I mean, they can't even have any proof of life. I mean, are they wheeling around that corpse? They don't know who's the leader right now.
I mean, has anybody seen any video with Benjamin Netanyahu? There's lots of rumors going around the internet saying that he is brown bread, if you know what I mean. Brown bread? Toast? I think he might be brown bread. What does brown bread remind you of? What does brown bread rhyme with? He might be. I keep on seeing these weird AI images of Benjamin Netanyahu. Do you think he's alive? Do you think he's still sucking air with the rest of us? I don't know.
Zero proof of life since in February when he was originally struck. Now, you watch all those kinds of videos about those strikes. We've destroyed their Navy. They destroyed their missile capabilities as well, too. They have any ability to strike now. So here we are.
Sky. Frankie Berry. Sky, can you please go into more on what you believe in? I'm genuinely intrigued. What do you believe is a solution to our issues? Also, any book recommendations or more on your political beliefs? Frankie Berry. Great question. At the end of the day, because this is a news reaction show, if you want to get deeper into stuff, Ethical Underground, we have a show where we go deeper about this stuff. You can become a channel member. We can go as deep as you want. But also, we do a dialectic show at 1 p.m. in the Pacific time zone. But at the end of the day, just like more democracy, less oligarchy, direct democracy. Anytime, what it means in practice is anytime we have an issue, I ask first, what gives us more liberty? What gives more power to the people? That's the first question. More liberty, more democracy. Less some other asshole telling you what to do, less violence of the state, less, and eventually, have a stateless society, but that'll probably not live to see that far. But that's the solution right now. Always think first about what your principles are. Do you believe in freedom and democracy? Do you believe in liberty? Okay. Well, then everything should be guided by that. That should be your North Star. Books. I really like recommending a free book you could get for free because it's very old. It's by Emma Goldman. I think it's called On Anarchy and 13 Other Essays. They're essays. Frankie Berry, if you're a woman, you might really enjoy some of the women's rights stuff that's in there. I think it's pretty fantastic, the way she writes about it. Really interesting stuff. It's not that I agree with it all, but man, you want to open your mind, I would start with Emma Goldman. Very accessible, very easy to read. And it takes, because it's older, it kind of takes it out of our politics and shows you kind of timeless examples of what the state has done to us. So I think that would be it. I think that's a great place to start. But hey, thank you for asking. Great question. So John Fetterman thinks that we should make Iran pay for us killing them. So did Sean Hannity and John Fetterman. That's what they think. We killed them, we attacked them, and they should have to pay for that. Make them pay for Pete Hegseth, the Department of War Secretary. Department of Defense? No, it's Department of War now. They had an imminent threat. What an imminent threat? Don't worry about it. Oh, okay. So we bombed them for nothing and we're going to make them pay for it? Yeah, we're going to steal their oil. Oil? Was this what this was about the whole time? No, it wasn't about that the whole time. It was about nukes. What nukes? Don't worry about the nukes. But you said that there was an imminent threat with nukes. Don't worry about that. We want the oil. Why? Because we had to bomb them. Huh? Brilliant. Brilliant. Damn it. This is what we do.
Folks, now we welcome back to the show Louisiana Senator.
What's that title again? Emma Goldman. Emma Goldman. I'd also recommend 1984, but I'm guessing you probably already read George Orwell. But 1984, great book. Emma Goldman, On Anarchy and other. I'll tell you what. I'll put a link to it in my community tab today. I'll do it after the show. I'll put it in the chat, in the tab, so you don't have to worry about it.
Mr. John Kennedy, Senator Kennedy, welcome. I don't know if you heard.
So do you have proof they were not working on? You can't prove a positive, Jason Clark. What are you doing? Can you prove they weren't? What? I can't prove that you're not beating your wife, Jason. You can't prove the burden of evidence is on the accuser, not the defense. You can't accuse someone of murder and be like, can you prove that you didn't murder anybody? That's not how it works. If you have the claim, any claim, it doesn't matter what you're claiming, you're the one who has to prove it. If you want to say that they have weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, you've got to make a case for that. If you want to say that there's a God, you've got to make a case for it. You don't say, well, can you prove there's not a God? What? You're the one claiming there's a God. You're making the claim. If you want to say that the tooth fairy lives in Iran, well, can you prove that the tooth fairy doesn't live in Iran? What? That's your level of logic. That's your brain power. That's what you got there. That's what I love about you maggers. You maggers always show that, like, you're just devoid of any critical thinking whatsoever. Zero critical thinking whatsoever. Can you prove that the Santa Claus does not live in Turkey? I heard he lives in Turkey. Can you prove that he doesn't live in Turkey? Then he must live there. What's so stupid? My God, man. Maggers. It's my favorite. You're my favorite, Maggers. I'm so glad that I get to live through this time in America and listen to you guys. Listen to you guys. Oh, Jesus, Jason Clark. That's so funny. So you know that the Trump administration has no proof? Yes, because they would have told us or they would have leaked it by now. You have people quitting in droves. You have the head of counterterrorism quitting, saying that there's no proof whatsoever, and now they're prosecuting him as releasing classified information because he went on Tucker Carlson's show and said it was all the Jews. I mean, what the fuck is happening here? And you're like, yeah, they have proof. They're just not sharing it with us. Like, how could you even get me? Let's say it's true that the Teflon Don has all sorts of amazing evidence that he just isn't sharing. Let's say that's true. You trust your government so much to send blood, sweat, treasure, tears, crying people at home because their boys are dying overseas, a school full of little girls murdered, and you're okay with that with zero evidence? You trust your government that much? You're a sucker. You should be buying meme coin because you're a sucker. Buy that Melania coin. Holy shit. My God. Are you going to tell me you still think that Venezuela is about cocaine and the cartels? Do you still believe that? It has nothing to do with oil? Like, we took oil tankers and we kept the oil. And supposedly, that oil money was deposited in someone's account, not the America account, not the sovereign wealth account, but some other account. Where did that money go? It's about cocaine, though. You're claiming there's no proof with no proof. Billy Talent, you are mentally disabled. You're disabled. You need to seek some help, man. You need some help. I am not the authority figure making the claim. No evidence has been provided. That which can be presented without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. That's the rule. If you want to say out of nowhere that the Iranians were going to bomb us with nuclear weapons, something that is very far-fetched, if you're going to make that claim, then you've got to make evidence available to that claim. That's it. That's it. It ain't that hard. This isn't a hard concept. This is how basically all the rules in America work. It's like all the rules in America work on this concept. Everything about this country works on this concept. If you want to say someone is not eligible for asylum, and they're saying I am eligible for asylum, then they go in front of a judge, they present their evidence. It's called due process. And then the judge tries to sort it all out. And then they makes a decision. That's it. And ain't that, this is like fundamental shit now. It's fundamental civics lessons we're talking about here. I'm not talking about like higher level government, what's actually the text in the 19th Amendment. No, I'm just saying the basic shit. Basic like Enlightenment fucking thinking over here. God damn.
Heard any of the colloquy between General Keane and myself. I just want to give you a whack at this Iran, negotiations and what to do about the enriched uranium and whether we talk.
Anytime Kudlow and this guy are on the air together, I am watching it. I'm sorry, everybody. I love this shit. I love Kudlow and Kennedy. They should have a show. They should have a show where they're just like, nah, I don't think that do. Well, I think that do.
Talking to the regular army.
I could watch this for hours.
What do you think, Senator Kennedy?
What do you think, Senator Kennedy? Well, let me tell you what I do think.
Well, here's what I think for what it's worth, Larry. I don't have...
I told you. Like, I haven't seen this. I knew. Oh, yeah, this is what I... Now, what do you think, Senator? Well, I'll tell you what I do think for what it's worth. I reckon. Jesus.
The information, obviously, that the president has. Here's why we went into Iran. We had no choice. The president didn't start a war. He was trying to stop a war. Iran basically said, we're producing 200 to 600 missiles a month, and we're going to stockpile so many missiles that when we restart our nuclear program, if you try to do anything about it, we will destroy the entire Middle East, and we will hit London and Paris and Berlin. So the president went in. His objectives were to destroy Iran's missile manufacturing plants, destroy their drone manufacturing plants, destroy as many of their missiles as we can, destroy as many of their drones as we can, destroy the infrastructure of the Revolutionary Guard, destroy their Navy, and destroy their Air Force. And we either have done all of that or have substantially done all of that. And then I think we should leave. Now, some of the critics of my position say, well, you know, you may have to go back. They're not going to be able to rebuild this stuff in any short time period. We may have to go back, and when we do have to go back, if they restart their nuclear program, hopefully the world will go with us.
Hopefully the world will go with us if they do start it up. But so far, we have no evidence, and that is why none of the countries in this planet on God's green earth want to go with us into this ridiculous misadventure in the Middle East once again. It seems like we have exhausted all of our political capital with our allies, and none of them want to believe us when we say that there is a country that is presenting an imminent threat to us. I mean, do you really believe that the Iranians were about to bomb England? I don't believe it for one moment, Senator.
And in terms of the Strait of Hormuz, I mean, Iran shut it. We didn't shut it. You know, it's as if we're to blame. We're not to blame. This is a decision Iran made. And
Iran decided to do this?
I don't know that there's a whole lot we can do about it short of sending in troops. And if the president sends in troops, I think we need to sit down and talk about it. And Congress is going to want to talk about it.
Yeah, well, I think we have military means. But I want to go to other subjects, Senator Kennedy. I want to have some fun and play
yes, let's have some fun.
Some tape between John Barrasso and myself all the way back to last November 19th. I think you're going to like this, but hang on. Okay. Here comes the tape. I'm very worried that the Democrats will try to shut the government down at the end of January.
I like when they say government. The government now. How many people say government? Do we have any people in the chat that say government? I love it when you guys say that. Government. These are the people that are running our country. I think them Democrats are going to shut the government down. Government. The government? No, the government. Fuck me, man. This is the country I live in. Government. Y'all care about the government. Y'all don't trust your government. Y'all don't trust them because they know your government always be telling you the truth. You know that government always be telling me the truth. You don't worry about anything, ding they do. Don't worry about anything. You know I love you. You know I love you, government. Does anybody say it like that?
Use reconciliation. You could have one reconciliation bill, two reconciliation bills. Let's move the CR out and move reconciliation in. What do you think? I'm told John Kennedy, Senator Kennedy, a very smart man and a friend, I'm told he's been pushing this. I didn't know that, but I'm delighted to hear it. Well, I'm still delighted to hear that Senator Kennedy, a very smart man, is pushing reconciliation. I'm making the same case, Senator, whether it's the Pentagon money, whether it's the DHS money, whether it's the voting rights money that'll be necessary, all of that, I think reconciliation is...
Chess Mage. What's funny is that guy, Mark Wayne Mullen, was never a real plumber. His dad was the plumber. His plumbing business was left to him. He's a Nepo baby, and he never even got a college degree, which, you know what? I don't give a shit. Get a college degree, don't get a college degree. But this guy's head of DHS, and he did not build that plumbing business. He is not some salt-of-the-earth plumber. He's a former MMA wannabe. That was his thing. He wanted to be MMA. He had a rich daddy who built this little plumbing empire. And he's, you know, for Oklahoma, he was kind of rich. And he got into the Senate. And now he's the head of DHS. Mark Wayne Mullen, everybody. Way to go. Get your butt up. No, I'll get your butt up. I'll put it in your butt. You better not put it in my butt. I'm going to put it in your butt.
The only way anything will get passed, 50 votes plus the vice president.
Well, of course, reconciliation is a budget measure where we don't have to have any Democratic votes. We've got two more bullets, two more reconciliations. What I think we need to do now on the problem in front of us is, and my colleagues well, we'll talk about this in a second. What we need to do is get the Department of Health and hospitals back, Department of Homeland Security back open. The Democrats will never vote to support ICE. They never will do it. The Karen wing of their party will punish them the rest of their natural lives.
He keeps on saying this Karen wing thing. Like, I always hated the Karen thing. Karen always seemed a little misogynist to me, so I don't really, I mean, I'm not innocent, man. When I was working in restaurants and hotels, we would call them Karens, and now everybody calls them Karens. And, well, you know, but I always felt a little guilty saying Karen. I always felt it was a little misogynist, to be honest. But the Karen wing of the party, the Karen wing of the party, the Karen wing of the party. Well, I mean, I guess it beats your Nazi wing of the party. I mean, shit, the unitard party. I guess that's what he's. I guess maybe Senator Kennedy's right. You got MAGA, which is like the Nazi wing of the unitard party, and then you got the liberal Democrats, or like the Karen wing of the unitard party. Because really, you really just have one pro-oligarchy party, and they got different names: the Democrats and Republicans, MAGA, and Karen wing. So it's kind of like, I guess you're right. Like, maybe the Karen wing and the MAGA wing, they're different, but the people, most of them, they're all the same. The unitards. Makes sense.
If they do. So we're going to have to do it through reconciliation, where we can do it with Democratic votes. I would also like to try to do the SAVE Act.
Man, his voice is getting I would also like to do the SAVE Act. Like, his accent's getting bad too, man. That's the fun thing. When these guys get older, their accent gets even weirder. Like, I would like to see a SAVE Act. Like, his shit's getting a little weirder. He's been senator for a long time, and I've been making fun of his accent for a long time too, because it's fake. He got his JD from University of Virginia. He does not actually talk like this. Yeah, he's been talking like this for a long time, so it's probably become kind of second nature. But I don't think he did not used to talk like this. Every once in a while, when he's really tired and they ask him questions, because he never says no to a camera and a microphone, sometimes you could hear that he doesn't talk like this. Now, I would say, though, you got downtown coming over here to the ding-dang-do, the lick log. The lick log, Donald Trump is like a pit bull that caught the core.
Through reconciliation. Look, I'm an optimist. I'm a paranoid optimist, but I'm also a realist. And this is going to be
Yeah, he's going to talk about one more time. He's been saying this for a long time. He wants to skip the filibuster by making it through reconciliation. But the reconciliation may not qualify because the SAVE Act and trying to carve out more money for ICE might not actually be legal. But what do they care? I don't think John Kennedy even cares anymore. But I don't know. I don't know if they could actually do it, the Republicans. But I think they should get rid of the filibuster. I think that's great. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. We would have an equal rights amendment right now if the filibuster was gone. We would have so many. We would have a codified. We would have codified abortion rights if they had no filibuster. So let's do it. Hey, let's get rid of that filibuster. I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, if there was no filibuster, or what they want is a standing filibuster, because like Strom Thurmond, I think he spoke for 23 hours or something. I forget what his record was, trying to keep it so that black kids couldn't go to schools with white kids. And eventually he couldn't go anymore. He was like reading the Bible, reading the phone book. He was doing all sorts of crazy shit. And eventually they just waited him out, and then they voted, and then black kids could go to schools with white kids. But if it were like it is today, back then, we would still not have integration. So let's get rid of the filibuster, baby. Do it. Do it. No, we can't do that. We can't do that. What we do then?
Gentleman yields back, and I recognize the gentleman from New York, Mr. Goldman, for 5 minutes questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. McNeil, would you rather have a fully funded TSA or ICE agents assisting TSA at airports during a shutdown?
I would like to have all the hardworking men and women of the Department of Homeland Security be paid for the work.
That wasn't my question. Would you rather?
The head of the TSA, I don't know. She seems like she might be a DEI hire, they might say. I don't know. Be careful. Thank you so much for the donation, Parallelish. I totally agree. Okay, next week on the Pick Your Battle show, it'll be third-party voting isn't throwing away your vote. Okay, that'll be it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. Yes, Parallelish. We'll have that debate online for the other show, Pick Your Battles show. If you guys don't know, I do a show. It's called Pick Your Battles, where we have a call-in show, and we can talk. We also have BYOB, and you can come in and talk about whatever you want, but we'll also have a menu of items. The menu of items is this. Let me show it to you. The menu of items this week is this. Trans women are women. ICE is the American Gestapo. Socialism is good. Partisanship is cult behavior. Trump is a fascist. And the bonus topic is the only way to take coffee is black. You could come on the show and talk about any of those things or anything you brought up, but those are the that's the menu for the show. It starts at 1 p.m. every weekday. I hope you'll join me on the Pick Your Battles show. Thank you so much for being here. Illegitimate non-carborundum.
Have your agency fully funded so everyone can be paid and retroactively,
like and subscribe,
or would you
doll.
rather have ICE officers assisting you at airports?
If the HS fund is funded, TSA will be funded.
And would you rather have that, or would you rather have the ICE agents who are at airports right now helping you?
I think that if we don't want ICE agents,
can you just answer the question?
To fund the departments.
It's not a
answer the goddamn question. How come no one can answer a fucking question anymore? What happened to this world? Is that how people are behaving at work? Holy shit. I mean, I used to manage large groups of people, and when I asked them questions, they answered them. I wasn't like, you got to answer the question. Holy shit.
Complicated question, ma'am. It's not a complicated question. Would you rather have TSA funded or ICE agents helping your agency at the airport?
Paying the employees for the work that they are doing is also not a complicated question.
Well, I'm asking the questions, and you're answering them. And I would like to understand whether you are happy to have ICE agents there or whether you would rather have your own TSA officers there.
Under normal order, TSA would be performing our operations, and that is the ideal state. But I'm also thankful for ICE for being there to help alleviate the burden that our workforce is feeling because we are in the third shutdown of this fiscal year.
So you're happy to have ICE there, even though, as far as we can tell, there are videos of them standing around, yawning, eating candy bars, or tackling someone and arresting a woman in front of her daughter in the San Francisco airport. It seems to me like there's not a whole lot they're doing, but one thing that Mr. Homan said they were doing was checking identification. So do you have any concerns about passengers whose identification are being checked by ICE agents who are armed and may arrest them?
The ICE agents that are at the airports where we're seeing long lines are helping in a multitude of different ways. The credential authentication machine at the travel document checker is one thing that they are helping us operate, and they are doing that under TSA protocols and standard operating procedures.
So let's talk about this funding, because I hear my colleagues on the other side of the aisle wax poetic and melodramatic about how awful it is that your officers are not funded, are not able to work and get paid. And I want to be very clear. I 100% agree with that. The problem is that it is the Republicans who have voted down TSA funding over and over and over again. And you don't have to take my word for it. Let's listen to Senator Kennedy on Fox News if we could play the clip.
Oh, we got bonus Kennedy content? Hey, thank you for this. My golly, I didn't realize that they played Kennedy in this, talking to the TSA head during this hearing. I watched part of the hearing. I haven't seen the whole thing. I mean, it's a little dry, but they're talking to the head of the TSA. She's not really like MAGA brained yet, but you could tell she's trying to be real careful. Like I'm thankful for the ICE agents, thankful for all of the Nazis who are surrounding me. Thanks, Nazis. Thanks for being here. I love you guys, but it would be nice if we just had a TSA. But no, you guys are more than welcome. More than welcome. I love ICE. I love you guys, but it would be nice, hypothetically. Okay, guys, put your guns away. Put your guns away. Holy shit. I mean, I think this is why she's not answering the question. She's afraid they're going to disappear her.
The Democrats have offered to open up everything but ICE. I said, okay, let's accept their offer. And then at the same time, we would offer a bill for reconciliation.
Reconciliation. He's saying that everywhere he goes. So there you go. There you go. Senator John Kennedy, he's been saying, you've heard it a million times, that the Democrats want TSA open and that the Republicans should acquiesce and then try a new tactic to get ICE funding. That's what John Kennedy has been saying all week. The last 10 days, He's been saying this to anyone with a camera and a microphone. And still I have people like this telling me, no, the Senate voting records, you're a piece of shit. Really? Really? The Republicans are even saying. Yeah, she said she would prefer TS. She didn't say, yeah, I mean, she had to get really, really creative there, didn't she? Like, I mean, I under normal operating procedures, it would be ideal to have ICE, I mean TSA, but, okay, guys, boys, back up. I'm not going to say anything mean about ICE, I swear, please.
Where we don't need any Democratic votes to do whatever we wanted to do with ICE. And that way we're out of the shutdown and DHS is back open.
Oh, look at this. What makes them Nazis, fuckface? All right, well, you can come on the show at 1 p.m. You can actually come on the show and talk with me about it. As you can see, number 5 is Trump is a fascist, and number 2 is ICE is the American Gestapo. And you can come on the show and we can talk about it. Are you ready? Because just come on at 1 p.m. Don't forget, come on the show and we can talk all about why Gestapo, why is the ICE Gestapo. Thank you so much for being here.
We submitted that.
Don't forget to hit the like button.
Senator submitted that to President Trump, as is his right. He said no deals with the Democrats. So we're back to square one.
No deals with the Democrats. The Democrats offered to open up everything but ICE, but Trump said no deals with the Democrats. That is a Republican senator. And that is why we are sitting.
A very famous Republican senator from the great state of Louisiana just threw the Republicans and Donald Trump under the proverbial bus. He threw him right over that bus. Lord have mercy.
Sitting here today with none of your agencies being funded. And I am sorry that you have to deal with this. I am sorry you are having to.
Is it rage bait to say that trans women are women? Why don't you get on the show and talk about it? It's just they're conversation starters. It's a dialectic. People always want to debate. I want to have conversations. We can talk about things. It's called the Pick Your Battles show because I want people to like come into it with a little bit of skin in the game. But I want it to be a dialectic where we can both grow and the audience might grow through robust conversation, not debate where one person tries to beat the other one into submission. It's so boring. Aren't you sick of watching shit like that? I win. No, you win. Oh, I cooked him. No, I smoked that guy. Ugh, that's so boring. God damn.
Get by with
just
no funding, with people having to literally leave their job so they can take another job and get paid. That is absolutely unacceptable, and you are right to be frustrated, and I'm concerned about our homeland security. I'm concerned about CISA. I am concerned about the damage it is causing. And that is why you ought to call your boss, President Trump, and tell him to take the offer that the Democrats made to fund all of your agencies.
Well, I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But hey, it's on the table. The partial government shutdown could be stopped right now if the Republicans just agreed to, fund TSA. That could happen. And all they need to do, if they want ICE to be funded, is to put body cams and masks off. Body cams on, masks off. They keep saying it. I mean, I want them to abolish ICE, but that's not even on the table. They're asking for a very modest body cameras on, masks off. What's the big deal? Why don't you put cameras so that we can all see? I thought this was supposed to be a transparent presidency. I thought that this government was supposed to be transparency. What happened there? Oh, I know. They also poisoned. They tortured a 1-year-old as well. There's evidence of torture now coming out of ICE concentration camps. But hey, you know what? What are you gonna do? If the Debs funded the bill, they are implementing body cams. Right. Look, if you love ICE, that's up to you, man. You love the Gestapo. That's all you, buddy boy. But in the meantime, the government shut down because ICE is not playing nice. So there's this thing called politics that happens in a free living society where they, we claim to be one of those. We make that claim. And so the idea is that politicians from various backgrounds and areas of origin, they get together and they argue it out, and they try to have negotiation, and they argue and they argue and they argue, and finally something falls into place. And nobody's really happy, but they got something done. That's how politics works. But Donald Trump says no deals with the radical lunatic leftians. I hate those radical Lefties, I hate them so much. Oh my God, they're lunatics. They're lunatics. I mean, if you got a stupid president saying stupid shit all the time, it does make it a little difficult, especially because it seems to be that partisanship is just this weird cult where people want to do what the boss says rather than have, critical thinking, robust conversation, any kind of negotiation or compromise. And that's how politics works. Compromise, negotiation. That's how it works. That's how it works. I mean, I know that sometimes in business you can be a douchebag and be like, all right, deal's off, I'm walking away. But that's not how it works in politics. And Donald Trump is trying to make it work like that in politics, but it doesn't. You get shutdowns when you act like that. Okay, well, I'm going to walk away. I'm going to take my ball and I'm going to go home. Like, if you want to behave like a CEO, that works in like dictatorship land, like a Fortune 500 company. Those are dictatorships. There's no democracy. There's no voting. But government doesn't work that way. Government's ugly and takes time and needs consensus. And if we don't have consensus, we have compromise. And if we don't have compromise, we have negotiation. You see? That's how that works. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a beautiful day. Don't take any wooden nickels out there. Illegitimately non-carborundum. Don't let the bastards grind you down because I need you. We need each other. The animals need us most of all. If you really want to have a conversation, you can come on the show. Call in at 1 p.m. on this channel. Go ahead and subscribe so you'll get the notification when I put it up. Hit that bell. Get that bell icon on because YouTube doesn't like people that aren't Republican or Democrat. Both sides hate me, so you got to hit that bell because they'll stifle. They won't remind you that I'm live unless you put that bell on. Thanks everybody for joining. Godspeed, Rebels. We're gonna do the afterglow for Rebels only right now. Thanks everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so friggin' much.